In this chapter, we have first discussed about the structure of the flower, which is the reproductive structure of a flower. That is a reproductive part of a plant. What is a flower? How can you define a flower? A flower can be defined as a modified shoot. Okay? The shoot which has been modified, forming the various whorls, different type of the arrangement, may it be in a green color sepals or in the colorful patterns, you can say that is making the corolla or the petals. Okay? That makes the flower to be studied into the two groups basically. And what are the two groups? That are the essential group, that is the essential parts of the flower, and the non-essential parts of the flower. What makes the essential and the non-essential part? This is essentiality as according to the main, what is this phenomena? Reproduction. Okay. So with respect to the phenomena of reproduction only, whether it is essential or non-essential, whether it is directly involved or not directly involved. So according to that, we have to say that these are essential or the non-essential parts of a flower, right? So what are the essential parts of a flower? That is, which are directly involved in the process of reproduction, right? They are gynoecium and androecium. These are gynoecium and androecium. What is the gynoecium? That is the female reproductive part. And what is androecium? That is the male reproductive part. So this is the female reproductive part of a flower, and this is a male reproductive part of a flower. The gynoecium that further comprises of the three parts. What are the three parts of a gynoecium? That is the receptive end called as stigma. Then there is style, and lastly there is ovary having the ovules in it, right? Androecium further has only two parts, that are the anthers and the filaments. Depending upon the structure of the anther, we have further discussed this as monothecous or bithecous. हमने इसको monothecous और bithecous दो terms में पढ़ा है. What are these monothecous and bithecous? Monothecous means when it is having single lobe, right? A single lobed, one lobed anther is called as monothecous, right? The flower condition becomes monothecous. Bithecous when it is having two theca, that is two of the lobes. Each lobe that carries further the pollen sac, and the pollen sac, each pollen sac has numerous of the pollen grains in it. Okay, so the structures of the essential parts, that is gynoecium and the androecium. Okay, a single unit of the gynoecium that comprises of all these parts, that single unit is called as, a pistil or a carpel. Also, the structure, that is a single unit of that which comprises of anthers and the filament along with the tissue that which connects the filament to the anther, connective tissue. उसके साथ साथ इस पूरे पार्ट को हम क्या बोलते हैं? That is called as stamen. Depending upon this only, we have also studied that the flower can be unisexual or bisexual, जिसमें नॉन एसेंशियल पार्ट्स तो होने ही हैं, लेकिन एसेंशियल में से either female or male part होगा. So that is we call it as a staminoid or a pistillate flower. That is depending upon whether the two flowers are separate. If it is unisexual, this will be separate. Both the essential whorls will be found in the separate flowers. But if it is bisexual, then it will be found in the same flower, right? Non-essential will be present in both the categories, unisexual or bisexual. So coming to the non-essential whorls, the non-essential whorls which are not directly but indirectly involved in reproduction. मतलब indirectly ही सही involved हैं reproduction act में, and that are the whorls of corolla and calyx. Corolla whorl comprises of petals. Calyx whorl comprises of sepals. Okay, so corolla and calyx are present as a non-essential. What is their role in the phenomena of this reproduction? I said these are directly involved in reproduction, these are not. But these are indirectly involved. ऐसा नहीं है कि involved ही नहीं है reproduction में. These are involved, but these are indirectly involved. So how it is indirectly involved? What indirect involvement it has for the process of reproduction? That is attracting its pollinators, है ना? Attracting its agents को attract करने के लिए ही तो ये corolla को beautiful colors मिले हैं flower को. ताकि वो अपने बर्ड्स को, इंसेक्ट्स को, इन चीजों को, उनके पॉलिनेटर्स को अट्रैक्ट कर सके, ठीक है, और ये प्रोसेस ऑफ रिप्रोडक्शन यानी फर्टिलाइजेशन में आगे हेल्प कर सके, ठीक है. सो दैट इज द कलरफुल पेटल्स फॉर्म्स अ कॉरोला व्हर्ल and the green colored sepals that forms a calyx. Then there is also one another non-essential whorl that is called as perianth whorl. Perianth is for tepals. Perianth is for tepals. Tepals are what? When there is no difference between or no distinguishing between the sepals and the petals, then there is, we call it as tepal. And what are tepals? That are the undistinguished but the non-essential parts of a flower. Okay, undistinguished. Undistinguished means their size and their color are all same. They are not different as in corolla and calyx it is. So thereby it forms a group that is called as perianth, and a single unit of it is called as tepal. Okay, so this was about the structure of a flower, what we have studied. Then after this, we studied the structure of this anther as in details. We studied the structure of anther. For the structure of the anther, there are three of the main outer coverings, and the fourth one, the most important one. First is the structure of the anther. Anther structure. In this, all the pollen sac within a lobe, all the pollen sac, they are surrounded by 4 wall layers. They are all surrounded by 4 wall layers. What are these 4 wall layers? The 4 wall layers, they are starting with the first, that is epithelium, which is single layer present all around the anther. Okay, this is epithelium. Second is endothecium. Endothecium is a second layer. Again, it is single layer, and it is found around only the area where there is pollen sac, right? Then there is middle layers, which can be varying in number from 3 to 5 layers, right? That are the middle layers. And the most important, that is the tapetum. The wall layers, they can be categorized into these 3 categories only. And the tapetum is a special layer which is again surrounded by surrounding this pollen sac, not just for to be acting as a wall layer, but also tapetum acts as a you can say nutritive material. It helps in secretion of the nutritive material. It helps in the development of the pollen grains within the pollen sac of an anther. ठीक है, एक एंथर की एक लोब के अंदर 2 pollen sac हैं इस तरह से. सेकेंड लोब है तो ये दूसरा pollen sac है. ठीक है, हर pollen sac के अंदर यहाँ पे नंबर ऑफ pollen grains है. ये नंबर ऑफ pollen grains जब बनते हैं, शुरुआत होते हैं फ्रॉम द स्पोरोजिनस टिश्यू. स्पोरोजिनस मास से शुरू होते हैं. स्पोरोजिनस मास that gets differentiated forming the microspore mother cells, and they get nourishment further because of this tapetum. Okay, so tapetum that provides the nourishment, as well as this also helps to, there is an amoeboid tapetum also, that which helps to secrete the secretion that in the form of the callose. ठीक है, ये callose की फॉर्म में भी secretion देता है. तो जब ये callose की फॉर्म में secretion देगा, होता क्या है कि जैसे this is let's say one of the pollen sac. ठीक है, ये वाला एक pollen sac है, हमने zoom करके बनाया. तो इस एक pollen sac में जो sporogenous mass था, this is let's say the sporogenous tissue or the sporogenous mass that which has been fixed within the pollen sac very compactly, right? So this is sporogenous tissue. Now when it undergoes differentiation, it forms a microspore mother cell, and each microspore mother cell then separates out from the one another. How it separates? The tapetum that which is present just around it, this is the tapetal layer present around each of the pollen sac. इस तरह tapetum present है. ये जब अपनी secretions देगी, that secretions lead to the various of these walls. इस तरह से हर wall के surrounding में, तभी इसको amoeboid बोलते हैं. Amoeboid क्यों बोलते हैं? That is, it can take any of the you can say shape. ठीक है, any of the place it can cover, like randomly, irregularly, it can move to all the directions. So this is the secretion that which is going to separate the cells from one another, right? So this is the sporogenous tissue as the first stage of the development of the male gametes. So this is the sporogenous tissue that differentiates, forming the next type of the cells, that which are called as microspore mother cells. So now these all have been differentiated and they are covering their place, something like this. They all have been separated from one another, and these are all named as the microspore mother cells. Okay, each one of this is called as a MMC, microspore mother cell. The microspore mother cell and the sporogenous mass, they were all together. They were 2N in structure. Why? This is a flowering plant. Plant as a whole is a 2N structure. It is a diploid structure. Flowering plant means an angiosperm. That is a diploid structure. This angiosperm being a diploid structure, all its various parts will also be diploid structure except the gametes which are branched. ठीक है? So यहाँ पे जो इसका branches हैं, they are 2N. Flower, flower के petals, उसके sepals, उसकी anther, that is the anther के cells भी जो हमने यहाँ पे जो 4 layers बोली मैंने, each cell of these layers that is again 2N, right? इसी में differentiated pollen sac में ये वाले cell आए, they are again 2N, that is the sporogenous mass was also 2N. So they have only differentiated with the presence of the telos around. So these are also 2N structures. So it is the first structure, that is the microspore mother cell, in which there will be meiosis taking place. So meiosis takes place here within the MMC, that is a microspore mother cell, thereby leading to each cell that forms the, you can say, structure like this, that is a linear pattern में pollen tetrad बना देगा. ठीक है? This is the linear pattern of the pollen tetrad. A second. Or it can be like, this is one type of a pollen tetrad. It can also form a tetrahedral structure. Tetrahedral structure हो सकता है, एक pollen tetrad हो सकता है, Dicasate arrangement हो सकता है, T-shape arrangement हो सकता है जिसमें ये 2 cells इस तरह हैं, and the further 2 are like this. These are the T-shaped cells. Any of these pollen tetrads can be made, right? So this is after meiosis. Each pollen tetrad, each cell of this pollen tetrad, that are all N structures. So the first formed N structures in the life cycle of a male reproductive part of the flower, that will be the first formed structure is pollen tetrad, but from where it has formed or where the first meiosis is going to take place, that is a microspore mother cell. Microspore mother cell में meiosis हुआ, उसने आगे pollen tetrad बनाया, and every unit of this tetrad, that is N in nature. ठीक है? So N nature में है plus, ये सारे के सारे pollen tetrad बने किस चीजों के हैं? These are all individually the pollen grains. ठीक है? So they are the pollen grains which will be now haploid structures. That is the pollen grains which are formed after this. This has formed the microspores. Microspores की formation जो है वो यहाँ पे हो चुकी है. Microsporogenesis, that is the process of the formation of the microspores from the pollen mother cell or the microspore mother cell. That is called as microsporogenesis. ठीक है? Clear? Now these microspores, that are the pollen grains, they are further going to develop the male gametes. ठीक है? So that means they will be all separating out. ये चारों के चार अलग अलग हो जाएंगे. So one of the pollen grain has a special structure in which there is an inner intine, that is a smooth wall. Then there is an outer exine which is dentated. ठीक है? Dentated means it is structured, या dentated किसी तरह भी लिख सकते हैं. And they are having certain several fusions also, which are called as a germ pores. ठीक है? So this is the outer exine, inner intine. Okay, the 2 wall layers of the pollen grain, exine and intine. Then this is the germ pore. Germ pore, that is from where the pollen tube is going to arise. Okay, this has a single nucleus initially, but then it undergoes the divisions, forming the 2 nuclei. This has a single nucleus and a cytoplasm initially, along with the contractile vacuole also, that can also be shown in these structures. So there are the vacuoles also in the structure. So this is the structure of a pollen grain. This pollen grain further makes its germination, leading to the structures like the formation of the two types of the cells. What are the two types of the cells formed? That are the vegetative and the generative cells. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे क्या है? The first nucleus that undergoes the division forming the two nuclei. The two nuclei formed so in this after the first division. Division here will be not meiosis now but mitosis. ठीक है, mitotic division हुआ. ऐसे ही वो स्ट्रक्चर है, एक्साइन एंड एंटाइन, ऑल दैट germ pores and everything is present. ठीक है, like this. And the nucleus that divides, forming a big generative nucleus and this small, big vegetative and a small generative nucleus, right? So this nucleus is called as vegetative nucleus. Vegetative nucleus, and this one is called as generative nucleus. After the first division in a pollen grain, the two nuclei formed are vegetative nucleus and the generative nucleus. This then undergoes the formation of the membrane around it. यानी कि इसके अंदर क्या है, इस तरह से wall projection होना शुरू हो जाएगा, cytoplasm dense हो जाएगा, and this wall is created separating out one cell, that is a generative cell, from the cytoplasm of the vegetative cell. ठीक है, so this now becomes after the division and after the cleavage. अंदर जब cleavage हो गया पूरा, तो यहाँ पे दो cells बन जाएंगे. This is a two cell stage and this is called as a vegetative cell. This is called as a generative cell. ठीक है, two cells have been formed. Pollination may take place at this stage. तब तक के लिए ये अपने ही एंथर्स में, pollen tetrads में पड़े रहेंगे. Pollen grains germination देते रहते हैं, and when the pollination takes place, it can take place at this two cell stage, but mainly it takes place at the three cell stage. अगर ये two पे भी देंगे तो स्टिग्मा पे जाके अपनी बाकी की डेवलपमेंट पूरी करेंगे. Otherwise they disperse from here or get pollinated, get transferred only in the three cell stage. Not only, but it can be, right? Majorly it is like in three cell stage only they go for the pollination further. What is that three cell stage? ये तो एक हो गया vegetative cell, इसलिए नहीं बाद में हिलना. Then only the generative cell undergoes further one division, that is of mitosis again, because these all the structures are now what? Haploid. ये सारे structures जो बने हैं ये haploid. ठीक है, अब जनरेटिव सेल में सिर्फ माइटोसिस हुआ फर्दर. तो क्या हुआ, जब ये जनरेटिव में माइटोसिस हुआ तो वेजिटेटिव न्यूक्लियस के बाद जनरेटिव. अब वेजिटेटिव ऐसा ही है, लेकिन जनरेटिव में देयर इज अ डिवीजन लीडिंग टू द टू न्यूक्लियाई फॉर्मेशन, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज द टू न्यूक्लियाई व्हिच आर फॉर्म्ड आर द दैट ऑफ मेल गैमीट्स. ठीक है, सो ये मेल गैमीट्स के दो न्यूक्लियस हैं, ये वेजिटेटिव न्यूक्लियस है, and they do have their own cytoplasms. ठीक है, इवन ये जो न्यूक्लियस है ये बाद में पूरे पूरे सेल्स बन जाएंगे, ये दोनों अपने अपने सेल्स बन जाएंगे जो कि मेल गैमीट कहलाएंगे. ठीक है, एंड ऑल्सो दे वर हैविंग देयर ओन एक्साइन along with this germ pores. ठीक है, so now what are these two structures newly formed? They are the male gametes. Now when the further germination takes place either at three celled or at two cell stage, स्टिग्मा पे पहुंच गए, तो further germination में क्या होगा? From the germ pores, either of the germ pores, a pollen tube will germinate. एक pollen tube germinate होगा. ठीक है, वो pollen tube जो है that will be first taking the vegetative nucleus into it. सबसे पहले ये vegetative nucleus उस pollen tube के अंदर invaginate करेगा. ठीक है, ये सेल मैंने यहीं पे बनाया है, but otherwise it cuts off. ठीक है, आप इसको अलग भी बना सकते हैं. This actually cuts off. Cuts off means it is like this, which is floating within the cytoplasm of the vegetative cell. Okay, so this is the cell with its own wall around it. तो ये इस तरह से सेल है, और ये सेल जो है that is floating within the cytoplasm of the vegetative cell, right? So further what happens is there is a formation of the pollen tube. The pollen tube is formed like this, right, from the germ pore. ठीक है, germ pore से. germ pore जो है वो अपनी इंटाइन की फर्दर एक्सटेंशन प्रोवाइड करेगा, जर्म पोर से इंटाइन एक्सटेंड हो गया, और सबसे पहला जो न्यूक्लियस यहाँ पे जाएगा दैट इज द वन विच इज वेजिटेटिव, बट going into the tube, pollen tube, that will be now called as a tube nucleus. This is further called as a tube nucleus. ठीक है, this is a pollen tube here. ये pollen tube है जो बनी है with the extension of the intine through the germ pore. सबसे आगे गया tube nucleus, followed by the two generative cells that are the male gametes. So these are the male gametes which are following it, and further this is the fluidy material of the cell साथ में, and hence there is also callose which is deposited just at the tip of it. यहाँ पे callose present है at the tip of the tube, ताकि जब ये स्टाइल के थ्रू जा रहा है तो स्टाइल को फ्यूज करता जाए, उसके सेल्स को डिसॉल्व करता जाए, and then it leads to its passage, make its passage towards down towards the ovules present within the ovary. ठीक है, and this is the male gametes. ये यहाँ पे germination full हो गया. This is after the pollen grains formation, a complete germination of the pollen grain. If you get to have the question of, this microsporogenesis, तो अपने sporogenous mass से शुरू करके आपने यहाँ तक बताना है, एक अकेला individual pollen grain का structure भी बताना है. ठीक है, and if it is coming like to explain the germination, that is the 2 cell formation or the 3 cell structure formation, तो आपने क्या करना है, you have to start again from this structure. This structure is common in both the questions. We have discussed 2 questions here. One is of microsporogenesis that ends here, another is germination of the pollen grain that starts from here, ends here. Okay, so these diagrams, these are the complete. अब अगर आपको collective question आता है, that is a complete question that is for all the stages, maybe because you are getting the MCQs now, हो सकता है ये आपको collective question आ जाए, which of the diagrams should not be present in this process, ऐसा है ना, कोई बीच में ये वाला diagram बीच में बन के आ गया, या आपसे पूछा जाता है कि arrange these diagrams in a serial order of the pollen germination या of the microsporogenesis process, तो ये diagrams आपको arrange करने पड़ेंगे in a serial order. Okay, but going through these points and the diagrams is very important also. You can also get to have an MCQ based upon the diagrammatic labeling. You can get to have a diagrammatic, इसमें अगर आपको ये point of question पूछना है MCQ का, तो किसी भी stage के followed after या before आपसे division पूछी जा सकती है, new structure कौन सा बनेगा after this stage ये पूछा जा सकता है. So there are number of questions which can be you can say framed from this single process, any of the single processes. There are number of the kinds of the questions which can be framed. Okay, so this is one very important, that is microsporogenesis, which starts from sporogenous tissue ends to the pollen grain formation, and then is germination of pollen grain, which starts from the structure of pollen grain and ends to the formation of a pollen tube. Clear? Anybody having any question, any doubt till this? Hanji beta, any question, any doubt? Next is the megasporogenesis, but your time is going to be over, so we'll be starting it tomorrow. Anybody having any questions, you can please ask, or I'll ask you the questions related with this now. Yes.